All right, y'all, it is 3 a.m. and I should be asleep. But you know what? I need to start cracking down and get to cooking, get to baking. So this is what my concoction is going to be. And I don't want this to be another hour-long video, so I'm not going to allow you to see me do every single thing. We got a baking pan. We've got this is almond flour and coconut flour mixed together with a loose. Here's our situation of what we are going to do. Our coconut oil and our almond and our this. All right. What I'm doing is I'm going to make a keto version, of course, of a 7-Up pound cake. And we're going to see how this turns out. So we're going to have almond extract. And the almond extract is mixed with vanilla extract. Okay. We have this mess here. But if you're wondering, why do I have strawberry jello here? Because this is half of this cake is going to be 7-Up pound cake. The other half of this cake is going to be 7-Up strawberry jello cake. I haven't had a jello cake in forever. I don't need the recipe. This is one I know by heart. And we're going to do it that way. So the next scene you guys are going to see, I'm going to put this in my measuring spoons, and I'm going to get all of the ingredients, and I'm going to let you see the finished product. Not the finished product. I'm going to let you see what it looks like, and then we'll get into the rest of it. So without further ado, I'll be right back. Okay, I stopped the camera. So that way, if I press pause, you know it's going to be a blooper, right? So I just stopped filming altogether. So we've got in here, right here is the flour mix. I'm not going to add anything to it because it's the perfect balance. But we've got our eggs and we've got our jello. And I'm going to take the jello and pour it in this cup. I started to before I hit record. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not recording. All right. Let's see. Okay, that's good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to pour. I'm just going to feel it because I want it to be kind of thick. I am not the type of cook that measures every single thing. I like to feel it out. That's just how I kind of learned. So let's see, let's do this right here. This is actually going to be perfect. Okay, and this is great. All right, now I don't want this to get cold. I want it to stay just as it is. So I'm going to set that aside. And I also melted in 3 tablespoons of the coconut, whatchamajiggy. And so on here, since this is something different, I've already greased the pan, but I need to kind of like get a napkin and wipe around it. All right, so grease the pan and line the bottom with parchment paper or a butter pan. This is good. All right, so the cake mix, stir the cake mix, the water, and the eggs, and the melted coconut all together in a large bowl until well blended, which is about 50 strokes. Okay, and then it says spread the batter evenly into a pan and smooth, and then bake immediately. So we've got our cake mix, and I'm going to pour in, oops. All right. You know what? I just realized something. Gary had coffee in that cup and rinsed it out and put it back. And there again, I didn't pay attention. All right. All right, so I got this in here. I got the oil in. All right, and then the water, the eggs, and the melted coconut all together in a large bowl. All right, so I'm going to beat one egg in at a time, alternating between the 7-Up soda, this here, and I'm going to do it that way. So hold on. All right, y'all, we are back, and there we go. Okay, what I did was I alternated between a little bit of water, only a half a cup. So a little bit of water, a little bit of almond vanilla extract, a little bit of the soda, and one egg, and I beat it in along with the 3 tablespoons of the melted whatchamajiggy, okay? And I beat in one egg. So I did it. Then I repeated the process 3 times until all of the water is gone, all of the eggs are gone, and there we go. You know, I tasted the batter. I'm impressed so far. I like the texture of the batter. I'm really impressed with how this looks, and I like how it tastes. I do. I had to taste the batter first to make sure, one, that it was sweet enough, and it is good. I'm good with it. I use that to taste it. I need some more tools, y'all. I need a new spoon. This one is about had it, but we got the oven preheated to 350, and it should take 15 minutes for this cake to bake. So I will be back. And when I come back, we will make the glaze. And how are we going to make the glaze? We are going to mix. Hold on. Let me get this. We are going to mix this bag of sugar, fake sugar, of course, with this. And we are going to stir it up in a coffee cup. And let me just double check. All right, make sure that coffee cup is clean. All right, and we're going to mix it in the coffee cup with the sugar and this. I need powdered sugar, but I got to work with what I got. So I'm going to put these two together, make me a little concoction, and then the half of the cake is going to have that glaze on top of it, and then the other half of the cake is going to have the strawberry jello. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and poke holes into the cake once it's baked. And I'm probably going to use something big like this because I want big holes in it. So that way I can pour the jello inside of it. I want big holes so that the sugar and this will get inside of it. And then I'm going to need to let it sit in the refrigerator or the freezer until it gets to be a certain texture, you know. And then I will slice it so that you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. And we're going to look at the texture together. And then I'm going to take a taste of it and see if it is going to be pleasing or not. So I will see you in just a moment. All right, y'all. That cake is looking good, but we are not quite there yet. So I'm going to let it cook just a little bit longer. Well, bake just a little bit longer. And in the meantime, I'm going to have dinner. All right, so in this cup right here, see how thick this is? This is going to be the glaze. Look at that. All right, so that is the glaze. Put that over here. And then we have this right here. See how it's starting to thicken? That's why I didn't want to put it in the refrigerator. So I'm going to stir it up a little bit. So those are our two glazes. And we are done. And me, for dinner, I am having my baked chicken. I'm usually a white meat kind of gal, but sometimes I like some dark meat. So these are some really healthy thighs. They're not fatty. They're very, very, very lean thighs. So I like that. And they're in my coconut amino whatchamajiggy. And here, this slop right here is cauliflower that you guys have seen me made. And there's my salad. Y'all, I apologize. Sometimes my language, what is this? Oh my gosh. We got 2 trays, y'all. Let me just show you. This is my husband's tray. Okay? And I didn't see that. Down below with the little flowers is my tray. And my baking trays for when I bake, you know, Thanksgiving dinner. I put all the stuff in there. Y'all will probably see that too. Don't mind the tennis shoes. If you saw one of my last videos, I told you my socks were dirty because I keep all of my workout socks in each pair of shoes. And then when I come home, I just put the sock back in the shoe and leave it. But usually at the end of the week, I'll wash it. Because, I mean, it's not sweaty or nothing, but it rained and all of the blue dye went onto the sock and made the sock look even worse. So if you hear something right now, they're in the washing machine. Everything is washing because Friday is definitely wash day. And so let me bring y'all over here. So I shouldn't have grabbed his tray, but you know what? I'm glad I did because now I can clean that off. All right, that doesn't look like, it looked like barbecue sauce, but honestly, we don't even keep barbecue sauce in the house. So I don't know. He was probably eating something. All right, y'all. So I should go wake him up and say, why are you leaving all this mess? But I can't do that. The man works hard and there's just things he just don't care about. So as you can see, this is his little station. This is his cup. This is all his little federal, you know, Homeland Security. This is all his stuff. But if I need a coffee cup for whatever reason, I'll just come and just grab one and go. Oh, this one's clean, you know, but as you can see, so I rinsed this cup out on purpose. Look at the coffee stain, and I'm going to set it right there. Put it there. Not there, just in case I use it. This here is mine. I'm not going through all of that. This is mine. And he keeps a water jug right here to keep this full. So that way he doesn't have to keep going back and forth, you know, just to the sink, which is just right behind us. That's what happened, y'all. When you get old, I'm telling you, it's just what happens. So I'm going to taste this chicken. And I'm going to just tell y'all what it tastes like. It's very good. Very tender, very well seasoned, and it's lean. One thing I hate about chicken thighs is how fatty they are. But if you got some lean chicken thighs, it is so good. Very flavorful. Well, of course, I made it, right? So I'm gonna let you guys try this. Absolutely great. You know what's missing? Fried sweet potato. That's what is missing. And you know what else is missing? Potato salad. And I was thinking about making cauliflower salad to replicate potato salad. And I'm just wondering, how would it taste if I made that? If I try it, I will let you guys know. I want to throw in right on top of my salad, because I love, love, love croutons, buttered croutons. But I was thinking about crumbling up some pork rinds. But as you guys know, I'm trying to cut back on certain things. Trying to change things up a little bit. Challenging myself. And, you know, it is what it is. And I've already had my tortillas for today. And that's fine. So this is drenched in Skinny Girl raspberry vinaigrette. And the cake is done. Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm going to put my food aside. And we are going to go and tend to the cake. So hold on. Okay, there it is. All right, what I did was I poked holes all through the cake. Okay, and I poured the Jello into all of the holes, and I put a layer on top. And here on top of here is strawberry cheesecake ice cream. Of course, not regular ice cream. You know how you get the scooper and scoop it out? It won't even scoop out right because it's not real ice cream. So I'm going to let it melt onto the top of here while the cake is cooling. On this side, we have the glaze, and it's the best that I could come up with because you're supposed to put powdered sugar with the 7-Up lemon lime soda. So I don't have that. I don't have a substitute for that. So I did the best that I could, and we're just going to find out, you know. And this is butter pecan ice cream by Rebel, and we're just going to let that melt into the cake. And so there it is, loaded with toppings. I'm going to let the ice cream melt into it, and once it's melted, I'm going to put it in the freezer, and then we're going to slice it up and see how it looks and see how it tastes. And hopefully it will be a great substitute for my birthday. Yeah, I got a B-day coming up, y'all. 57. Old enough to be everybody's grandmother, right? But yeah, so that's what we're trying. I'm trying to make it work, right? And I understand some things ain't gonna work, but I'm trying to make it work. So with that being said, I'll see you in 5 seconds. Look at this, y'all. I just wanted to come out and show y'all everything. Look at that. Look how bright that star is. Can you see it? Look at how bright that is. Abnormally bright. But it is so peaceful out here. Y'all, it's like 50 degrees out here. I'm serious. And I'm out here in my sleep shirt. And I'm just see if I can get you guys to see. I know if I turn the flash on, you will not see. But you can, I don't know. I'm not even going to say anything. But, let's see. You probably cannot see. But let me go down. Alright. That is probably a satellite. Because it's not moving. But the luminaries, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but that looks like a planet over there in the distance, probably Venus or something. And then right there, it looks like chemtrails. Can you see the lines? Like 1, 2, 3. Y'all, let me tell you some stories. Let's just hang out here on the deck together. I have seen some crazy things in the skies. I really, really have. And I'm telling you, man, those are chemtrails. You got one going there, one going there, one going there, one going there. It's like symmetrical. It really is. Oh, I wish you guys could see it. I don't know if you can tell or not, but those are definite chemtrails. But y'all know what? The Lord, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they're in control of everything. And I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry. I don't have to fret. But when I see a lot of things that I see, it's so disturbing. How can you not have peace? I feel like Habakkuk. You know, I feel like Habakkuk. I really do. And it's like, Lord, come on, you know. But it is so peaceful out here. I love it. I feel nostalgic right now. I feel like I don't know. I love the trees when they're in full bloom. I wish they were like this in the wintertime. You know, it just brings me so much peace, so much tranquility. And I just want to go get my robe and just come out here and just pray. And a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do while the cake is in their freezer. You know, but look at that. And I mean, when I look, I'm going to show you downward. I see deer, like a family of deer walking down there. Foxes, you name it. I see it all. And it's just so awesome. It is just so awesome. Raccoons, all that stuff. I feed them all. I feed them all because when I look at them, all I see is Jesus. When I look at the trees, all I see is Jesus. All I see is the Father who created everything to his liking and to his pleasing. And it pleases me. And there you can see. You always know which light is mine or which unit is mine. Because mine is always the one that has the lights and all the flowers. Yeah, I'm a homie. I am a homebody. But yeah, y'all, this is peaceful. When I was just a little younger, just like 2.5 years ago, this time of night I would be out at the hospital at that waterfront spot that I took you guys to. And you know, my husband would be like, are you okay out there? And I'm like, yeah, I am fine. It is me and Jesus. Or I would take my cats with me, you know. And I just, right now, that's what I feel like doing, y'all. I feel like getting dressed and going out there and just walking. There was a video I made for you guys where I was walking through the darkest part of the park, the trail, and I remember saying, y'all, somebody died here. It looks like somebody could have died here, like the perfect crime. Like, y'all can't see it, but there, right there is that light that's just staying there. So I'm like, okay, it's got to be some type of satellite. But when you look right over here, there's another one. And you guys, I'm going to back up. That's tripping, and see there's another one right there, like 2 satellites or something else. But yeah, guys, this is awesome, you know. I'm loving it. I am loving it. Not loving them chemtrails with them patterns like that, you know, so obvious. But anyway, I'm not going to hold y'all up too long, but I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I thank y'all for allowing me to share bits and pieces of my life with you. I like this. I like being able to just talk and upload. You guys know my husband works a lot of hours, and while he's gone, I am 100% busy doing something. Whether I'm talking to ChatGPT, or I'm talking to Jesus, the Father, the Holy Spirit, angels, you know, my heavenly host of family, you know, or I'm talking to you guys. And I love it all. I absolutely love it all. And I can't complain. I shouldn't complain. I've got a lot to be grateful for. A lot. And coming out here on this deck always makes me reflect on how grateful and how blessed I am, you know. And I like sharing that with you guys because it's easy to get caught up, right? Come on now, tell me it ain't easy to get caught up, you know. And I talked to a friend of mine today. I saw him when I was going walking, and he was just pouring his heart out about the United States, you know. And I was like, I understand. I totally understand how you feel, you know. I totally understand how you feel. He's another man that works really hard and isn't able to spend the time with his family that he wants to, and it's breaking his heart, you know. And I thought about that, like, man, So I went and I cleaned my husband's coffee, his Keurig. I found crumbs, you know, where the coffee cup goes that I didn't even notice before. So I did the right thing. I did the good thing, and I just cleaned it up. I don't know, why would crumbs be where you sit the coffee, where you put your coffee under? Why would there be crumbs there? Oh gosh. And I cleaned the tray. And so, you know. So let me go, y'all. Let me go and do the laundry. Put the usually he puts the clothes in the dryer and I take them out the dryer. But he's already knocked out, and I ain't waking that man up to do nothing like that. I'm going to put the clothes in the dryer, sort them, and put them where they need to go. And by that time, that cake should be ready. To you guys, it's going to be in a split second. But for me, it's going to be an hour. So I will see you in a few minutes. Y'all, when I come in, do you smell it? Oh my gosh, that cake smells fabulous. Boy, I hope it tastes fabulous. All right, y'all. As you can see, I cleaned this Keurig, but I still put the dirty cup back. All right, y'all. Here it is. Here it is. All right, let me turn the flash on. All right, I'm doing this for you, but for me as well. Let me just grab this big old plate, because first of all, I'm gonna have to put this in a container. You know why? Because I have to bake the other cake, so it's gonna have to go in this clear container. All right, so okay, fingers crossed. Oh Lord, let this turn out right. All right, so oops. All right, I'm going to go and get my cake thingy. Hold on. All right, I was going to use this, but this is really for pie. And this is a tiny cake, so even... All right, that's not going to work. All right, hold on, okay? Okay, so this is how it looks. It needs to be in the freezer a little longer, but we're going to taste it. We're just going to take a little piece right here. And we're going to taste it. This is the strawberry jello cake. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. It is good. It is good. It is good. Oh, my gosh. Lord, help me. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. Strawberry jello cake. Creamed. Alternating one egg at a time. Giving the cake density. Giving it thickness and texture. You see that? I can look at that cake and tell it was beat in one egg at a time. But this has got to go back into the freezer. But before we do that, the moment I've been waiting for, the 7-Up pound cake. All right, hold on. Lord have mercy, y'all. God is good. Look. Look at the heaviness. I laid it in this sorry, this is the 7-Up pound cake part. Look at that. Look at that texture. Look at the weight. See how heavy and thick the cake is? It's falling apart. I gotta put it in the freezer just for probably another hour. But can you see that? And what we're gonna do, you see that? Look at get yourself together, girl. It's just food. Look at that texture. Do you see? Let me see. Look at that. Good night, Irene. Good morning, Vietnam. Woo-wee. Look at that. See, I told y'all. I got a homegrown mind. Homegrown belly mind. My homegrown belly. All right. Lord have mercy. Y'all, let me tell you something. You know what? If this tastes how I think it's going to taste, I am not going to need to bake a real 7-Up pound cake, but I'm going to still do it. For you. All right, look at that. I apologize that I laid it in the strawberry stuff, but look at that texture. All right, moment of truth, y'all. Oh my gosh. Lord. Oh man. Oh gosh. Boy, I wish my husband would wake up right now, because I would say, Gary, you got to try this cake. He loves my 7-Up pound cake. Look at that. Man, y'all, please forgive me, but look at that. Just look at it. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry about the sound effects. But I can't believe it turned out so good. But here's the thing. It's like spaghetti. I'm going to put this back in here. And I'm going to put it in the freezer for 24 hours. And when I do, it's going to taste so much better than what it tastes right now. Because if you are familiar with 7-Up pound cake, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about the glaze. It is not the glaze that it's supposed to be, because I do not have powdered sugar, artificial sugar. So I'm thinking I didn't need to do this, but it's still good. It just tastes like a sugary topping. But we're going to take another bite. I'm going to give you, look at that. God, dog a frog. Woo! I told y'all, I don't play around. And this is keto. This is keto. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Look at that cake. I love the strawberry jello cake. And I love the 7-Up pound cake. And it's going to be even better. And the fact that I can have a whole slice, one slice every day if I want to, for the week of my birthday, and still be under my net carbs. And you know what I'm saying? This is a blessing. You know, it ain't blueberry pie or blackberry. I'm all blackberry. I am all about blackberry. Blackberry pie, blackberry cobbler, blackberry jam, or strawberry. That's my thing. I'm all about that blackberry. It's my favorite. Maybe if they have blackberry jello, sugar-free jello, maybe I could do that. But the cake, the recipe has always been a strawberry jello cake. You know what I mean? So you guys, you can look it up, get the recipe online, but it's just making a pound cake. Make sure you cream it, meaning one egg at a time, alternating between the things, so that you get that texture. You can use any flavor of jello that you want. Now, another thing I want you guys to know is, and I know that there was a lady, and I forgot her name, who asked me about the jello cake. When you put this in the freezer and you leave it in there, that jello is going to expand, okay? And when it expands, it's going to affect the texture of the cake, and you're going to fall in love with it. Most people put Cool Whip on top, you know, but I didn't, you know, I'm good without it. But that's why this has to go back in here, because I need that jello to expand and thicken the texture of the cake. But y'all, I'm not lying. I baked a 7-Up pound cake and fed it to the birds, and they ate that like they knew what I was giving them. All right, y'all.